Do I need to have a university degree or go to college to become a developer? Do I need to be good at math to be a good developer? Can I learn to program with a small budget or for free? Hi everyone, I'm Rebecca, and during this video I'm going to be talking about how I became a developer, some tips and advices, and some platforms that I highly recommend online so you can start learning to code and program just as I did. Hi everyone, I'm Rebecca, and during this video I'm going to be talking about how I became a developer, some tricks and advices that I would like to share with you, and 3 platforms that I highly recommend you so you can learn and start coding and programming. These 3 platforms allow you to start practicing and start learning for free. So I hope that you can stay tuned and make yourself at home, comfortable. I started programming when I was only 17 years old. I still remember the day. I previously applied for different careers and saw myself not being completely sure about what I wanted to be, but I had some options, I had some ideas. Later on, I just got into a university, which was my 5th and last option, and it was also engineering, systems engineer. And that was kind of the beginning of my story in tech. Not really, right? Because I used to crack some video games when I was a kid and all that stuff. And I really felt comfortable with computers, and even when I was 6 years old, I loved to be in my computer and to be connected online and play video games. So I would say that that's the real beginning of my story, but since I'm just going to focus on programming and coding, I will say that it all started when I wanted to be more prepared for my university career decision and my first year. That was back in Venezuela. That was exactly in 2012, and so I just wanted to be prepared. So that summer I started studying as much as I could, and I got into a nice website called aulafacil.com. It's in Spanish, so probably not very handful or useful for you, but it was the first platform that I started learning on, and I still remember, oh my god, I still remember when I brought Hello World in PHP, which was actually my first programming language that I learned, and I was just, okay, so let's find out this. Okay. So I still remember, when I put down, okay, Hello World, let's see. And then I refreshed the page, and there it was, Hello World. It was like, oh my god, this is so cool. This is so powerful. Oh my gosh, okay. And I loved it, so I kept going with that course. That online platform, I think, is still on. But yeah, it's first in Spanish, and second level, it's not responsive, so you really need to be in a wide screen device. So yeah, just some disadvantages that they have, but still very good. And it has PHP, and I think it has other languages, so it's nice. So yeah, I started learning online. Then I also joined some other platforms. I still remember FutureLearn and so on. That was really nice. But yeah, these courses, they were more like tutorials, were okay, but it wasn't like interactive, and so if you're not very interested on the subject, it probably can pull you back a bit. Anyways, I will later on recommend you 3 platforms that allow you to learn programming in a fully practical and interactive way. So hopefully you like that too. So yeah, just to resume what I was saying about me, I have been programming for 8 years now. Yes, 8 years now. It seems like a lot, but it was passing very fast as well. 8 years later, I'm a higher technician, graduated, multi-platform app developer. I'm also specializing now in artificial intelligence. I decided to get into engineering because here in Spain you have multiple options when it comes to higher education. So you can go for a shorter degree, or you can go for engineering and then go for a master and so on. So in here I did like a higher technician, which is like not as long as 4 years career. So I did a 2 years career first, and then I stayed working for 6 months precisely, yeah. And then I go into the engineering in my mind to specialize in artificial intelligence, which is what I'm doing now. So in this career that I'm studying it's not really computer science, but it's very related, so you can say it's computer science, but you can also say that the higher technician is a computer science as well. But in my case, this engineering that I'm studying, it has this mention or specialization. It's like mentioned, yeah, so I will say that are mentions on artificial intelligence, computer hardware architecture, and it has these like little mentions as well. You can be an information specialist and stuff like that. So you basically kind of specialize in one subdivision in the IT world or careers. And so once you finish the career, you can go ahead and keep going with your professional career in that subject. Not necessarily, you can always change and switch to another subdivision, but yeah, that's what it was that. So that's what I did. I have been working in offices, I have been working on myself, by myself. I have been working by myself for 5 years now. Yes, I have been doing websites for small businesses owners, libraries, restaurants, friends, online shops, businesses, basically e-commerce sites all the way. Even traveling agencies. So yeah, it's been a long time now if I think about it. But I really like to work by myself as well, having side projects, working as a freelancer, I guess. So that's also allowed me to gain more experience while I was studying at the same time. Yeah, so as I said, I started working as a programmer officially in a company, and that was in 2018. I loved it. Before that, I did practicals as well. I also had the opportunity to work on several offices as well, companies that wanted me to or offering me to join them as an intern, and I really liked it. But I also wanted to kind of enjoy my summer, and I also risked it all with entrepreneurship. So besides programming and working as a programmer or developer, I have also tried to build my own thing, not just working as a freelancer, but also building products that I wanted to later on sell or try get to people with. So yes, later on maybe I can talk about that maybe in another video, but yes. So I will say in little words that I'm a developer, I'm a computer scientist specialized in artificial intelligence in the making. I'm also an entrepreneur spirit, and I'm also an online programming teacher because I have been teaching coding to kids and even adults, I think all ages, for more than a year and a half now. So I also have experience teaching to small kids, so like even starting from 6 years old to a 40 years adult. So it's amazing. I really like teaching, especially when it's one-on-one particular classes. On the projects that I have been working on my own as an entrepreneur, I made an app for blind people, visually impaired people, that uses artificial intelligence and deep learning, to be precise, to help them access information around them through the camera. So it's basically a handy solution for them, because all, like, in real time they will see like all the text that is in front of them, read paper, read letters, read documents, and also detect faces and their emotions. So that was just some of the features that this application has, and it's also released. It's like on the the Play Store, so you can also check them out. So I started coding because I wanted to be prepared for school, so I just went on the internet and found these platforms, free platforms that allow me to get a grasp of concepts and the power behind coding, and I loved it. So I got hooked, I guess, and all the way while I was studying engineering, and this cycle, which is in Spanish like this higher technician that I was telling you, and even on the engineering which I'm now, I have been studying online, doing courses, trying to keep updated on new technologies and new things that you can do. Basically a lot of online learning has been going on. Definitely, yes, I think it's so important for all programmers, not just programmers, everyone. Like, there is a huge amount of knowledge out there online, and now is the time for you to go ahead and learn online. So now I would like to share with you some advices and tricks that I have learned along the way that I think could be very useful for you now that you are thinking about getting into programming, or thinking of continuing, or just watching this video. So the first one is definitely be patient. And that's probably a very hard one, and I'm in this case I'm speaking for myself, but I will say that yes, learning requires time and requires practice, and that could be very frustrating at times. And I say at times because most of the time when you are learning, when you're watching a video, when you are reading a tutorial, you will see, okay, that's easy, right? I mean, I'm gonna try. And then when you try it, you might see some errors along the way. Great, you're putting the code, you're doing exactly what it says. And then you'll see all these bunch of errors, or maybe it's just one error, but you're not completely sure of what to do with it. And the answer to that is just, normally, you can, maybe that could be another advice, right? You just copy it and Google it, because you will find it. You will find it in Stack Overflow, you will find it in GitHub, you will find it in many other websites sometimes. Like, who knows? I usually like really trust Stack Overflow, but the first step to getting into this problem solving post and comments that save your life is to Google it. Just Google it, and that's pretty much it. Normally you will find answers. If you don't, you will have to find a way to tweak your Google search and just add more information to it, or change some words, and you will find it, hopefully. And if not, in the worst case scenario, you will have to go into GitHub repository of the library that you are working with and open a new issue. And in that case, you will, with time, hopefully as well, just find some people that will try to help you. But yeah, basically you just have to searching for that. You have to also be patient in a way, so you really need to make a peace deal with frustration. And I still frustrated at times. I still deal with the fact that some algorithms that I thought that it should be working and are almost perfect, or not perfect, but it should be working, right, are not. And that can be hard, because then you have to go back and you have to check on that maybe. most of the time errors are very self-explanatory, so you just kind of, okay, it's cool, perfect, let's go to that line. But sometimes that line that is referring you to go and take a look is not really the one that is making you have problems with, but maybe the one before, maybe the one that is after it. So yeah, so please try to stay focused and stay self-motivated, or just try to motivate you like as you. Another advice I would say is don't quit as easy, because some people just say, okay, that's it, I'm gonna give up on this because it's not working at the first time. But it's like everything, like even hobbies, even it's true that when you do something as a hobby, you normally enjoy it, so you feel like more motivated to spend more time on it and practice. But that is the same as with coding, because when you're programming, you need to change your code if it's necessary, and try, if not working, okay, go back and see the error, go back to the line, just change it. So if you really want to have or you really are decided or want to really try these careers in technology and computer science, you really need to be patient, as I said in my previous advice, but also think that things don't come that easy, don't come from one day to another. And yeah, just as you learn to walk, just as you learn to drive, and just as you learn to anything else, you really need to practice, and you really need to invest some time. So yes, my third advice is invest the most that you can in time and energy and motivation and effort, and if you have a budget as well, money. Can you learn to code or program without money for free? Of course that you can, like absolutely. Another advice and recommendation that I would like to share with you is to try to keep updated as much as you can, because technologies are changing over time, all of the time, just as we are as well. Technology is advancing, and new products are coming out, and you really need, or I advise you to keep investigating on new things that are going out and technologies and how they are changing. So in that way, I would say that you actually do need to take a look at what is going on outside, besides on your programming expertise or field, even just for the sake of you keep updated on what is going on in the world, and how also your work can change over time. Or even if you are thinking about changing from your job to another one, you should be looking around what is going on. Like, for example, maybe AngularJS is going from version 1 to now, I don't even know, but the last time I checked it was 4 already, and so even 5. And Vue.js is going to the 3rd version that's now in beta. So that's incredible as well. So that should be a warning sign to remind you that you have to be checking on the updates and all the things that are changing in the technology world. So yes, keep updated, keep investing on your knowledge and your education. Try to invest the most that you can on your education, and that doesn't just involve money, but if you think about it, time and energy and effort is also money. In a way, it's worth it. It's taking things that are not going to even go back, which is time, but it's totally going to be worth it, because you are investing on yourself at the end, which is something that is gonna be with you over time. And even though technologies are changing rapidly, super fast at times, it might be scary at times. It's true that many of the programming basic concepts stay stay with us even when languages change. Like for example, the concept of loops, for loops, while do loops. Loops is just a concept that stays with, I think, all of the programming languages that I know, at least. Even, I don't know if Assembler, I don't know if Assembler, I think it does. I have studied assembly, assemblator. So yes, I will say even Verilog. I'm thinking about a weird programming language, even Pascal. I think Pascal had it too. So definitely there are some basic common concepts that are shared by, I think, all the programming languages that I know. So that's a good thing about investing in your education in this field. Even though you have to switch from one language to another, you will still have the knowledge and you will still understand how it works, even though you have to change a bit on syntaxes or the way they type things, or maybe the function names or so on. Do I need to have a university degree or go to college to become a developer? The answer is no, you don't need it. There are great programmers out there that do a great job, and they don't hold a degree certification, or they didn't go to college at all to become the great developers that they are. So it kind of depends on what you would like to have as a developer. There are many people that don't have any type of higher education degrees, but they do have a lot of online certification. They have been doing a lot of courses, so they just pretty much have an expertise on the skill that they like to work with, and they go to the professional working area already. So it kind of also depends on the country that you are in. Some countries have this more closely perception of education than others. So it kind of depends on the area that you are. So that being said, going to college and having a university degree is still a good idea to go for it, and it will also ensure you to go to a lot of interviews and most probably get a job out there. So it's most up to you and what do you want to do, and also it depends on the country that you are living in and the type of culture or working culture. There are some places that they require people to have a minimum education. So for example, that they hold bachelor in certain title in certain field, even a PhD, master in something. So it kind of depends on the country that you are living in, or the country or the place that you want to work in, and if you like to learn, if you would like to go and study all those years. But do you need it? Do you need a higher education certification or title to do so, to work as a programmer? Definitely not. Most normally you don't need it. Do I need to be good at math to be a good developer? Definitely not. The answer to that is no. You don't really need to be so good at math or physics or so on to be a good developer at all. If you want to be, for example, an app developer or a website developer, you don't need more than basic and pretty basic math, and it will make you a better developer to know a lot of math and statistics and algebra. Maybe if you're good in logic, then you most certainly will be creating better code, I will say, or more optimized code or clever code maybe. So yes, you will say then that you might be a better programmer. But do you need to know math? No, absolutely not. Not really. If you want to be working as a machine learning programmer or deep learning developer, a data scientist, then you do need to know a bit more about math and statistics and algebra. In that case, you do. But other than that, if you want to be, for example, a website developer or an app developer, you don't need to be an expert in math at all. Can I learn to code or program with a small budget? The answer to that is yes, most definitely you can. You can learn to program or code even for free if that's what you want to try at first. And now I would love to recommend you 3 platforms that I think are the best right now, even though there are many out there that are really good as well. And before we get into that, actually I would like to also point out that depending on the type of developer that you would like to be, you should be going kind of on a way or another one. So I would like to do a subdivision really quick, even though there are a lot of subdivision and a lot of types of programmer and there are, as I said, types of programmer. Like there is a front-end developer, there is a back-end developer, there is a DevOps, a full stack developer. There is also a computer science. In the computer scientist way, I would say that there is also the data scientist, the data engineer, and it goes on and on. So I would like just to quickly go and do a big subdivision on this. So depending on if you want to be a developer, I will be advising you to go with 2 platforms that I really like and that are also free to join and to try them. And then there is another one that I really like, and that is if you want to become a data scientist, which is highly on demand right now. In general, there is a lot of job offers out there for developers and programmers, but there is a special interest in data scientists. So I will be recommending you 2 of these, 3 of these. Yeah, I will be recommending you some of these. So the first one, if you want to be just a developer, like for example a website developer, an app developer, or so on, should be definitely Codecademy. Codecademy is really good. I think for starting even, it's really good. I think it's, so far as I know, free for everyone to join and to learn how to do, for example, web development with JavaScript, jQuery, even C#, and so on. Many programming languages that are really nice for you to start with. And Codecademy seems so far nice to me. A really good option. So the second platform that I would like to share with you and recommend you to try it and take a look is Datacam. Datacam is very similar to Codecademy, but it's very focused on data science. Data science, as I said before, is very in demand, like highly in demand right now. There are many job offers out there and with high salaries even, and it's so far a good decision if you are still thinking about joining these careers. You have a high salary, you have a lot of job offers, and so on. So definitely a great idea to take a look. As I said, Datacam is specializing or trying to focus more on the data science world, and it's very interactive, it's super practical. I think you can join all courses for free and have the first chapter as well completely for free. And if you like it, and if you feel like it's worth it, just try it. Absolutely try it. The third platform that I would like to share with you is SoloLearn. SoloLearn is an amazing site. I really like to. It's free, so far as I know, it's free, and it has many programming languages and even some markdown languages as CSS and HTML5, and yeah, it has PHP, it has Java, it has a lot of languages that I really like, and it has this very gamified ecosystem or system where you gain points, very similar to Datacam, which has this feature too. And then you can also challenge other students or other users of the platform and see who wins, like who answers the question correctly, and so it wins this test or challenge. And it's really interesting because it's very fun. It seems like a video game, so you can learn it even on the go. Even you are doing something else, you can go in the app and use it as any other app and practice a bit your skill with a particular language. This is really nice. I really like it. There are, of course, other platforms that I really like. I will say that these three that I just shared with you are the best ones. So I really hope that you like this video, and if you have any question, any suggestions or recommendation, please let me know as well, even in the comment or in private and my email. And if you really liked it as well, please leave a thumbs up in the video, please subscribe, and I hope that we can see in another moment. Please stay safe and send you a big hug to everyone out there. Hope your family and you can stay healthy and safe during this time. Big hug, kisses.